A common question is in relation to engineered judgments. Firstly, I want to just start by saying engineered judgments is one term. There's a lot of other terms that can be used, technical assessment, things like that. So yeah, whether manufacturers offer them, who should be doing them, when are they required, all these are very valid questions that often come up. Now, as a manufacturer, when it comes to solutions and details, in an ideal world, we want to offer a tested solution for everything. And at Quelfire, as a manufacturer, that is what we aim to do. We do extensive amounts of testing and have a lot of tested details. So the first question that comes up is, can we do an engineered judgment? Our first response is, do we need to? You know, on a case-by-case basis, what situation have you got? In a lot of cases, we will have tested solutions. Some examples behind me, you've got BAT in a letterbox application. We've tested very close spacings, things like white wall. We've done a lot of testing in white wall recently. All areas where in the past there might not have been test evidence available. That's what we look to do. Now, when it comes to engineered judgments, as I say, they may be required in some cases, but sadly the construction industry has for many years been using judgments either incorrectly, put together using incorrect evidence, misleading opinions, or even created by the wrong personnel. It's led to a very frustrating time, potentially people who've been used to getting engineered judgments for different applications in the past and they're no longer being issued or they're no longer being accepted on site. Whilst we at Quelfire typically say no, we don't do engineered judgments, there's certainly things that we can help with. If an engineered judgment is required, it should be done by a suitably qualified person in accordance with the PFPF guidelines, which state things like it should be done by someone who's impartial. So as a manufacturer, we're trying to sell products. You know, we're not necessarily considered as an impartial party. And most importantly, any technical assessment or engineered judgment should be based on primary test evidence. If there's not enough primary test evidence to base it on, then it's not worth the paper it's written on. It needs to be based on test evidence, so it stands the scrutiny of, you know, whoever might look at it, building control, a client, a fire engineer, someone like that. You know, and if a difficult situation were to happen where there's a fire, you want that document, that technical assessment to have been done correctly by the right person who has the right qualifications, the right PI insurance, and also based on primary test evidence. So they're the sort of things you should be looking for. We do have a very useful knowledge hub that explains it in a lot more detail and has excerpts from things like the PFPF guidelines and other documents in there. Please go and check that out on the website. And if you do have any other questions in relation to technical assessments or engineered judgments in general, as well as what Quelfire can offer, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We're more than happy to help and guide you through it. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, in some cases it may be, or in a lot of cases should I say, it may be we've actually got a tested solution, so you don't actually even need a technical assessment. So keep in touch, come to us with your questions, let us help you. We are here and available to help.